Hey everyone, welcome to Happy Gaijin, Ninja Monkey, etc. Well, you can call me whatever you want, but I'm Nathan. Welcome to Wednesday. Today is going to be probably a little bit of a short stream. Sorry about the delay. I haven't had a chance. It's been a bit of a crazy day and a week. I am looking after my parents' cat. Just give you some context, which means that I am staying at my parents because my cat is really old, needs medication at night before going to bed, and so I'm in between my apartment and my parents' apartment and work, and it's just been a little bit crazy. And I was gonna cancel this one, but I thought, better to try to keep some consistency and at least keep things going. So welcome, thank you for all of you who are here. So yeah, all good, all good. Bojo Pigeon, howdy, Bojo Pigeon. How are you doing? Ingo UK. I am still cat sitting, by the way. I am still cat sitting. She's not here right now. Well, she's in the other room sleeping. I'm not gonna disturb her, but I am sitting. And for those of you who are watching live, then thank you for being here on this very last minute thing. If you have any questions, then you can ask them here. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, then we can talk about them on the stream. As always, things are starting to get hot here. I'm in Gibraltar. I'm not in Japan right now. I will be in Japan in about, I think I calculated 8 weeks, maybe a little bit more, just a little bit over 8 weeks. So time will, before we know it, we'll be on our. I say our because I bring you guys along with me to my Japan trips. And this is what I love, in a way, about Ninja Monkey and Happy Gaijin channel, and that is that I'm a little bit different, right? Because I don't live in Japan, which means that we can sort of get hyped together for the Japan trip, which is pretty cool. And a lot of you who are traveling to Japan now or will be traveling to Japan in the next few weeks or the next few days, we can get hyped up together for your trips. So this is a little bit of a of a little pick me up community of Japan travel loving people who sort of like take each other along on our trips. And because I am not residing in Japan and I am a tourist, I go through all the same things as you guys. I don't live in Japan. I I do go to Japan quite often, but I still have to go through all the same issues that you guys have. I still have to put up with all the same things that you guys have to put up with, and the same expectations, the same issues, the same problems. Obviously, the difference here is that I have actually got 10 years of experience and multiple trips under my belt, which means that I can actually hopefully give you some good advice. And this is what I'm here for, to help you just chill out today. If you're having a bad Wednesday, then hopefully listening to my voice, I don't know why that would chill you out, but hopefully listening to my voice and listening to the conversations and hanging out in the chat will pick you up, guys. This is it's important that we remember that problems, whatever they are, there's somebody else having a worse problem out there, and you've got over worse problems before, probably. And if you're here and you are going to go to Japan soon, then look forward to that. It's going to be pretty cool. Right, let's see. I just wanted to check something very quickly. Please say hello. We've got 8 viewers. I'm not expecting too many people in this very sudden live stream. But I am indeed expecting some awesome people, as always. I'm extremely tired also, just because I'm having to get up extra early to go home first to get my work stuff sorted, before I go to work. So it's the whole week is a little bit of a thing right now. Good morning, Thursday morning. Gazumi, thanks for being here. Hype Tap, Osaka, Mia, 4 days, awesome. Tokyo area in 10 days, awesome. That's cool. What's your plan for the Tokyo area? Bojo Pigeon is here. Tony G, how are you doing? By the way, I have had 2 new patrons in the last 2 weeks, in the last week or so. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you so much for those of you who support me on Patreon. Very much appreciate your support. Guys, I am tired. So yeah, basically, please comment on the YouTube, because I think that some of you might be watching it on the Discord window, and if you're watching it in the Discord window, then it means that the comments will appear in the Discord and not on the chat that I'm following. So I've just seen a comment here from Cliff Dog, one of my new patrons. Arigatou gozaimasu. Come over to the YouTube web browser and chat on here, please. Be pretty cool. But yeah, I think that one of the cool things about traveling to Japan is that I think we have quite a solid community of people that are like-minded and that actually want to help. The key here is that we want to help each other through different experiences and through general, just wanting people to come out from Japan thinking, wow, that was an amazing trip. And occasionally I do get some comments of people who just haven't had a great trip, but a trip where they thought, oh, I've done it and I don't want to do it again. It was too crowded, or I didn't like this, I didn't like that. And hopefully, I think the most important thing about Japan travel and Japan planning, and the reason why I'm putting all the videos that I put together, is because ultimately there isn't one itinerary that can fit everybody, everybody's needs. So the problem is that if you follow a cookie cutter like itinerary, you might end up doing a lot of things that might not tickle your fancy, that might not be very interesting to you. So use many of the itineraries I've put together, and other creators also. Obviously, use that to your advantage to help tailor make your own itinerary. Don't just follow the itinerary that somebody else has made, unless you really, really don't want to, not waste time, but as long as if you don't want to plan, then absolutely that's fine. But I think that the key to a successful Japan trip is finding those elements that make it your own, and including the things that you love about Japan, or the things that you're looking forward to in Japan, to your itinerary. And like I've just mentioned, there's a lot of people that just do a typical, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and then in Tokyo they do Akihabara, Asakusa, Shibuya, Shinjuku. That's it. Kyoto, they do the main temples and shrines. That's it, because that's what YouTube basically, showcases. Osaka, they do the main thing, and that's it. But ultimately, you need to find the things that work for you. And, it might actually be, I have a viewer I was speaking to, and she said to me that actually her thing is not crowds. So she commented saying, that Matsuri video that you put out, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing it with me. But I will never be going to a Matsuri because I am not a crowd person. I don't like being surrounded by a lot of people. So obviously don't follow my summer itinerary if you don't like crowds and you don't want to go to parades and Matsuri. But yeah, hey Michael, how you doing? Twitter Cliff Dog. No, it's because I disable comments on my computer because YouTube things, okay? But you can use it for, okay, thank you. It's just that you were commenting on Discord, and I was like, I can't keep an eye on the two windows. It's a little bit confusing. Um, but yeah. So, what are your itinerary plans? What are the things that you want to do in Japan? What are the things that you're looking forward to? What are the things that worry you the most? What are the things that have you anxious? What are the things that you need information about? Um, by the way, I am putting together a very good morning. By the way, Tommy, hope you're doing well. I'm putting together a guide. I don't want to disclose too much about what exactly it is, just because I've noticed that very recently, in the last 2 months or so, I'm putting out a video, and then other people are doing very similar content to me. Um, very similar content to me, um, and it's fine. But I'd rather just put out a video and not give too much information. What I can say about the video is that it's being a pain. It's probably one of the most complicated like guides that I've put together for a Japan like video. It's taken me weeks and weeks of writing the script just because I want to get it right, and I don't want to mess about with too much information. I want to just get to the core of the information and put it in a easy to digest format. Fingers crossed. You know, I've learned a lot from this YouTube journey, and I look back at my older videos and I faff about a lot at the beginning of my videos. My introductions are too long. I talk and talk and talk and talk, and I don't want to do that in this video. I want to make sure that this video is to the point, easy to follow, easy to understand, useful, and that when you watch this movie, it's not a movie, it's a video, but when you watch this guide that I'm putting together, you'll feel more confident traveling around Japan with information that I give you, that you come out thinking, oh, I was worried about this and now I'm no longer as worried. So yeah, I came back a month ago and the family wants to go back. I can so get it. I understand it. I mean, I have traveled to Japan many times. I was there in December. I was there in summer, last summer. Then I went in October. Then I went in December. Then I could have gone in February, but I was a bit broke, so I couldn't go. I didn't go really. I went to London instead. Um, I went in April, and now I'm going in July and August for 6 weeks. And I'm very much looking forward to sharing with you my plans, sharing with you what I'm going to get up to, and exploring some of the awesome locations and places that I haven't been to yet. So that's going to be a first for me. My itinerary plan is to use Tokyo as a base and do a bunch of day trips. That's fine. I mean, like I said, Cliff, like I said, I honestly think that you need to do what suits you. I've done those sort of trips before where I use Tokyo as a base and do a day trip. My only recommendation would be to not be shy about potentially staying one night somewhere to make the most of a certain location. And I think that Tokyo can be a great base if you want to do a like a day trip to certain areas around Tokyo. Even day trips to on the Shinkansen, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, you can get to Morioka. You can get to Sendai. You can do a day trip. However, I would really highly suggest and recommend that you do not shy away from potentially staying a night somewhere, because I honestly think that cities and towns in Japan, they have a day face and they have a night face. They're very different in the evening when the sun sort of goes, and having the flexibility of staying the night and having a few drinks and going to a local izakaya and seeing the whole different mood of the place is top notch. Something that you should do, including and I can't remember how long you were traveling around Japan for, but including, I would say, don't be shy of staying in small towns where there's nothing to do for the night, because sometimes you need to slow down and you need that little bit of extra time for yourself. And I very occasionally add some of these tiny little towns. I went to a town called Matsue, not Suwano, sorry, Suwano. I went to a town called Suwano. I made a video about it, and there was nothing there, nothing other than the hot spring that I was staying, and I think there was like an Italian izakaya sort of restaurant thing, and everything else was shut, and it was perfect. It meant that I had the streets to myself. Everything was quiet. In the morning, I got up. I was able to get up, and it was in the mountains, and the mist of the mountains made everything look even more magical. I was on my own, so it's good to take time to enjoy yourself. Also, very exciting. You're right, Nathan. Base your trips around your interests, and you'll find hidden things. I fly fish every trip, and it leads me to unique places like Agua Bay, Mie. This trip, awesome, nice. I'm gonna be going to Mie this trip. It's gonna be my first time in Mie, actually, I believe. Although some of the locations that I'm going to, I have 5 prefectures to complete all the 47 prefectures of Japan. Um, and one of them, or potentially two of them, I'm going to because I'm not sure if I've been to them before. I think I might have been to them before, but I can't remember. So to be safe, I'm gonna do them. Tony, sounds interesting. My biggest worry is missing special trains like the Spacia X. Um, like as in getting those specific trains. It can be difficult to get if you want to go on a specific train. Like there's a lot of talk recently, the Pikachu train and that kind of thing. Specific trains, then you need to do a lot of planning and you need to make sure that you know the timetable. I understand how some people would want to do specific trains, but I learned a long time ago through a lot of travel that trains in Japan are awesome. Trains in Japan are quite epic. They're clean, they're reliable, they're efficient, they're comfortable. I could go on. And I learned a long time ago that it doesn't really matter for me anymore what train specifically I get, as long as I get to my destination. The journey is important. You are right. But the destination is more important. You're going to use Asakusabashi as your base too. Nice. Great travel links to Kamakura, Enoshima, Shibamata, Chiba, Yokohama. Cool. Yeah, do it, do it. And guys, I also did a video series about Ashikaga, and Ashikaga is really off the tourist map. It's it's really off the tourist map, but it's got some really interesting things that you might be interested in checking out. I came back mid-March and I'm planning another trip next year to go to Sapporo to see snow for the first time. Wow! Any Sapporo trips? Yeah, well, I haven't done Sapporo during the winter. I've done Sapporo during the summer, so it might. I think there's a football match, not a soccer match, because I can hear people screaming in the outside. Um, but yeah, Sapporo in the summer is awesome. My biggest recommendations for Sapporo is doing a day trip to Otaru, and I think Otaru would be really, really nice to check out in the snow, and it's very easy to get to from Sapporo. Number one. My other recommendation from my experience in Sapporo is to go to the beer museum, and you might need to book this in advance. And I'm not very sure if my Klook link might actually be able to give you it's there, but it's there by the way. Might You might be able to book it through there, but the Sapporo Beer Museum is very, very, very cool. I was blown away by it. And the third thing I would say about Sapporo is to definitely try Kangaskhan, which is, I think it's Kangaskhan, or is that a Pokemon? I'm getting mixed up. It's basically like yakiniku, but made with lamb, and it's so delicious, I swear. Obviously, home into the food of the area, and if you want to travel a little bit further and experience some interesting things, Noborubetsu Hot Spring Town is very, very cool, very, very, very cool, and Furano and Bie are two really nice areas that you might want to explore too. Hoping to try out the Kominato Scenic Railway in Chiba. on my next trip. You know, my all of my scenic train rides have always been very much accidents. I don't tend to plan for specific trains, but occasionally I end up on one of these special trains and they are magical. But sometimes the problem with these trains, however, is the fact that they have very sort of like very random schedules, or very early in the morning, or at a time that it's just not worth it for me. So that can have a big impact. Nice, you're gonna stay one night in Kanazawa. Well done. Kanazawa is really cool. Cliff, you should check out the restaurant that I feature in my Kanazawa additional things to do video. There's a restaurant, I think it was called Boundary or Border. I can't even remember. But that restaurant, I have to say, has been one of the best eating experiences I've had in Japan. Just because it's unique, it's different, it's sort of like an art. It's very Kanazawa, is all I can say. It's a dashi. It's a dash boundary. Can't remember. It's a dashi restaurant where they serve you dashi, three different bowls with different like ingredients inside. But then you get dashi which you pour into each ramen bowl sort of thing, and each one tastes very different as a result of the ingredients. It's a little bit like a science experiment. I'll never forget it. The whole thing is wow. So check it out. Nagoya is I've never been to, or I have been to, but I've forgotten that I've been to it. You see, this is the story that I have about Nagoya. Nagoya is on my list of places, of prefectures that I haven't visited, right? But yet I have an Ikoka, is it Ikoka? IC card that is purchased in Nagoya. So I must have gone to Nagoya at some point in the last 10 years and I just can't remember. Maybe it was a good night. Chiba, nice. Hey, Diangol, how you doing? Time to wake up and hit the shower. Dude, I remember when the COVID was lifted and I walked the streets of Yokohama and they would say, look, there goes an American. No tourist but you. I get it. When I returned to Japan, when the borders were still closed, by the way, I went to Japan and I met Daengol and it was pretty epic and pretty awesome having nobody around, you know? The strange thing I missed was eating vegetables. Mostly eating out, you don't even have the option for ordering veggies. True. Asakusa, there's plenty of hotels in the area, and if not, you want to maybe check out Ueno because Ueno's quite an easy walk, although, and one of my favorite places to stay. The train is your destination. Okay, then I take it all back. Follow your dream, dude, and do what makes you happy. I agree. What is there in Chiba to see? Disney. Go to Disney. Chiba monorail, yeah. Sapporo Beer Chiba Beer Garden. Okay, thanks noted. We'll be definitely going to that beer museum. Seriously, the to give you, I don't want to spoil too much, but it was a little bit like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but for adults. It's the only way that I can describe. They did everything right. That beer museum, that Sapporo beer museum, does everything right. I hope they haven't changed anything. But you get, yeah, basically there's a wow moment, and I don't want to give too much away, but there's a wow moment where the doors open and there's a freaking beer factory in front of you, and it's like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory moment. Hey JJ, I don't worry, dude, because I didn't schedule it really. I finally got to Chibamata this March. Great day. Don't miss Tora-san Museum and the traditional ferry boat crossing on the river. Thanks. Awesome. There's a cute little train in Choshi and the water park resort to relax in. Nice. Yeah, I'm not the biggest train otaku, although I must admit that when and I've only seen Dr. Yellow once ever. But when I saw Dr. Yellow, I all of a sudden became a screaming little girl. You know what I mean? I think it was contagious. Everybody sort of went crazy over. It was like a beetle mania for a train. Staying in Namba, yeah. I usually stay in Namba when I'm in Osaka. I can check. I can get back to you, but I usually stay Namba based if I remember right. All my trips when I've been to Osaka, usually I try to stay in Namba. This time round, I am not going to be staying in Namba because I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be staying for 2 nights with my friends and their family, and the main reason for going is Universal Studios. So they've opted to stay near Universal Studios, and I'm just going along for the ride. Shibamata is nice. It's a sort of like a nice little traditional area. And Shibamata is sort of quite famous for, I believe, for their beer. They have special beer there. Is it open at night? I want to go to the adult chocolate factory. I went during the day, but I then learned that actually the Sapporo Beer Museum also has a food hall where you can book. You can eat the kangaskhan, the grilled lamb there. And I went to the beer museum, and then I went to the Kangaskhan place in 2 separate days. But I should have planned it a little bit better, and I should have actually gone to the beer museum like in the afternoon and followed it up by going to eat there in the same location. It's pretty cool. In fact, there were some locals that helped me because I didn't know what I had to do, but they helped me out. It was pretty cool. Frog Lady, hey, how you doing? I would recommend anyone in Osaka. Namba is central for trains. It is. It's a good. It's yeah. It's good. Yeah. How did you get to Sapporo by train or plane? I wanted to get a flight after arriving, but the connection times don't look that long. So worried I would miss it. Yeah. When I went to Sapporo, when I went to Sapporo, I actually ended up going flying, and it was kind of crazy because I flew from Gibraltar where I live to London, and then my connection was in London to Tokyo and Tokyo to Sapporo. But when I was originally looking at going to Sapporo, I was gonna go to Tokyo and spend a few days in Tokyo, and then use my JR pass to go up to Sapporo. However, when I looked at the train, the flight prices, it was cheaper to get my flights arriving inbound at Sapporo. Um, well, it's not quite Sapporo, but the airport, that airport, and then returning via Tokyo. So it was cheaper for me to do it that way, and that's what I did. I ended up flying from Gibraltar to London, from London to Tokyo, and then from Tokyo to Hokkaido, basically. And then I got my fix of Sapporo, and then got my JR pass and started it from there. So that's sort of a completely different way of doing things. Namba, not Mamba, but Mamba sounds cool though. Guys, this live stream isn't going to be super long. I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be super long. But I did want to stream. I do apologize for not having scheduled it, but it's been a little bit of a wild day. I stayed in Kyoto last time and day trip to Osaka, but I'm using Osaka as a base this time. The Airbnbs are very affordable compared to Tokyo. 1/3 of the price. Wow. Crazy. Wow. Katsura is nice. Also recommend going further onto Kaminogawa for the Tanjoji Temple. Lots of really nice tips. Awesome. Hey Grant, how you doing? There's lots of flights cheaper by plane is very surprising. Hey, but the thing is that it was all with British Airways and JAL. So I flew with British Airways to Tokyo, I think, and then I moved on to the JAL flight to get to Hokkaido. Oh, you stay near the castle? Actually, that area was quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. Don't worry. Thanks so much, Cliff, for being here. All the way in New Zealand. It's quite amazing. You know that New Zealand and Gibraltar are pretty much the most opposite places on the globe. Literally the most opposite. If I look down, I'm looking at you, and if you look down, you're looking at me. Hey, pretty much. If you get a globe, you poke a stick through it, and New Zealand and my area is sort of like as opposite as you can get. Ah. Any questions? Any topics? Anything that you want to bring up? Please let me know. They've put up the netting for blocking Mount Fuji in Kawaguchiko. Now it's going to be interesting what happens in the next few weeks because where they've put it, in theory, tourists could still stand in the middle of the road and take the photo. In theory. We can make the earth sando. Yeah, we should do that. An earth sandwich. We should do that one day. Antipode. Hi, always glad to see you. Jay, how are you doing? Always glad to see everybody who comes and joins me on on my streams. Especially this one on Wednesday because I know that Happy Gaijin has a far smaller following, so having 1920 sometimes more people means a lot to me that you come and and join in the fun. Um, nearly at 1,000 subscribers here. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that you subscribe to the channel to help the channel basically grow, right? Subscribe, do it. Press the bell button, do it. I've been researching Okinawa and was surprised to see return domestic flights from Kicks only Australia 130, US dollar 70. Yeah, I'm flying to Okinawa this summer, and what I'm doing is I'm actually flying from Tokyo to Okinawa, and then I'm flying from Okinawa to Kyushu, and then from Kyushu back to Tokyo. So that's wait a minute, back to Tokyo? No, back to Osaka. Oh, it's gonna be quite a. Am I doing it like that? I can't even remember what I'm doing, but yeah, more or less. I'm doing lots of flying this year. I've got quite a lot of flying sorted. I won't actually be needing to use my Japan. Well, I'm not gonna get a Japan Rail Pass, I don't think, but we'll see. I might get a regional pass. I still need to sort that part out. Really, please like yes, Jim Ross. Hey, Jim Ross is in the house. I don't think I would catch this till figuring out time changes again. No worries, Jim. I nearly didn't stream today. I don't think I'm going to stream for much longer because I am absolutely exhausted. I'm not going to lie. I was talking to Japan Ichiban earlier on via message. By the way, if you're a top tier patron, you get access to my line and you can communicate with me online. But basically I was telling him that because I'm cat sitting and the cat requires some medication before going to bed, I'm staying the night here at my parents, but all my stuff is in my house, which means that I'm sort of in between two places. Tomorrow morning I have to go to my place before going to work, so it's all a bit tiring right now. There's a soccer game, a football game going on, a big one it seems, because people are going crazy out there. Is it a long way from the airport in Okinawa to the attractions? Well, it depends what attractions you are. I'm not going to Naha. I'm not going to the main island of Okinawa actually. I'm going to Ishigaki Island, which is a much smaller island. It's much more remote, and I believe that the airport is 20 minutes drive. I'll have to get a taxi, or hopefully I'm going to rent a car. I've already booked myself using Klook. I've already booked myself a morning tour of an island called Phantom Island. And if you search up Phantom Island on Google, guys, that in itself looks like what could potentially be one of the most beautiful places I've ever or I will ever go to. Phantom Island. Um, Okinawa, obviously. If you search for Phantom Island, Okinawa, check out the images. It's like magical. So I'm gonna be doing snorkeling and all that kind of thing, and I can't wait to put together some content for you guys. These forex rates for yen is giving biggest FOMO. I've seen Osaka to Okinawa prices of £30. Yeah, that's basically why. I can't remember. I think I've paid in total £160 in total, and I'm talking about Tokyo to Okinawa, Okinawa to Kyushu, Kyushu to Osaka. So I'm talking about quite a few flights there for 160 quid. Yeah, regional passes are still worth it. I agree. I just need to look at whether they are usable and in the routes that I want to do. That's the thing that you need to sort of look at the routes, see if they work in the route that you want to do. Joe again, yay! You bought your yen, awesome. Japan, Japan, Ichiban. Do you have something to say? When's your next trip, Japan, Japan, Ichiban? When is it? When is your next trip, dude? I swear, it sounds like people are dying outside. There's a soccer match, a football match. It's quite a big thing here. I'm not too into like league football. I watch more like a national, like international and national sort of like stuff. The World Cup, the Europeans, mostly, most of the time. Hey DC Cowan, hi all. How are you feeling, Nathan? I'm feeling fine. I'm just very tired. Just because it is late and I've had a bit of a week. Also, plenty of non-JR passes that may also be viable. Yeah, it depends on the routes. That's why I've been looking at the route that I'm going to be taking, and I'm still on the fence whether or not it's worth getting a regional pass or getting individual ones. Just because of the way that I want to be using the JR pass, I'm going to be spending more time at each location this time instead of actually last year I spent a night and then I would move on, spend a night, move on. I did like 20 something hotels, 24 hotels, I think, or 23 hotels in 6 weeks last year. This time, I think it's going to be more like 14 hotels in total in the same amount of time. So, next one in 8 or 9 days. Wow. Let's say 8 days, right? Common commenter, dude. How you doing? Yes, Girl Wonder. Didn't notice it was you. Hello, by the way. I can hear people shouting at the same time at home. Okay, so it's not just me then. It's it's everywhere. I see, I see. Awesome. Yeah, guys, don't forget to check out Japan Japan Ichiban. He's got a Facebook page, and I am 100% sure that he'll be sharing some photos and mini clips, etc., whilst he's on his trip in Japan in the next 8 days. Right? So definitely worth it. You know, I have to say that I am envious of people who can just book last minute, book very quickly. I don't have that facility of being able to say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to Japan next week. I can't do that, unfortunately. But the advantage that I have is that I know exactly when I can go. It's just usually not round the corner. But maybe it's a good thing because if I did have the flexibility, maybe I would be going too much. I've been to Kobe, I have. Kobe has a nice port area. I've mentioned this in previous live streams. The port area is quite nice. It's got a relatively nice viewpoint sort of ropeway, which is very European in style and kind of odd. When you get to the top, you feel like you're in Germany. But they sell hot dogs and beer. It's kind of funny. But Kobe, yeah, Kobe was nice. Japan, making Jim Ross jealous. Whilst Jim Ross made us jealous for the last 3 months. It's fine, it's fine. Hey, in the process of booking Shinkansen tickets, I have some booked and some not. Wondering if there is a recommendation time prior to travel to book Shinkansen. It depends on if it's a weekend and if you want to travel at the key points of the morning, then I would suggest booking 1 or 2 days in advance if you can. If you're flexible and you don't want to really be leaving, if it's not a weekend or a public holiday and you want to be flexible, you are flexible, then you usually don't need to worry about booking Shinkansen tickets. When I grow up, I want to be able to go to Japan as often as JJI. There you go. When you grow up, how old are you, dude? Mark? How old are you when I grow up? Oh, there we go. 1-1 now. Yes. Heading to Tokyo for 4 days and Osaka afterwards. Are you planning on meeting anyone along the way, by the way? Maybe. Will you be there at the same time as Dying Gold? If you do, you need to meet Dying Gold. Common commenter, I don't believe JJI is doing his business trip this time. It's more filming. Um, but yeah, I think I've got him on board this philosophy, which is less business trips but more economy trips is good because you get to go to Japan more. I'm sure he will very soon be including a business trip, making me jealous. Yeah, you should be. You should have plenty of time. Right, guys, I'm going to end this in the next few minutes, just giving you a heads up. I know it's been a little bit of a short stream, but I need to give medication to the cat before it's too late. Oh, you've asked for the upgrade price. Let me know how that goes. Japan withdrawal. Well, I've been back for a month, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually, I'm a little bit concerned that the cat hasn't come round here. Usually, the cat is here with me. Hmm. Oh dear. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight here. I'm gonna say goodnight here, and sorry for it being so random and so short. Please leave any questions or any comments in the actual comment section. And by the way, I did put out a vlog, my Matsuri in Morioka vlog with some juicy, beautiful Matsuri footage. Yeah, thanks everyone. Better to do a short stream than not to do a stream at all. I'll see you all on Sunday. Take care. Oh no. Jay, please, I feel so sorry for you because my cat's not very well. This is the thing, so I'm a bit worried. Um, but yeah, anyway, take care.